Joy from Enjoy Fitness 43, and today we're going to do a restorative stretch workout. So what I'd like you to have is a mat and a water source available for you, and an area big enough that you're going to be able to move around in to really enjoy moving. So hopefully before this workout you've maybe just taken a nice long shower, or maybe you've already done a workout, or you've gone for a walk or something. And if you have not, then I want you to be real careful about your movements. Take your time getting into them. We're going to be going slow through each of our movements so that we can get a really good stretch. It's really important to add a restorative workout to your workouts during the week because it's going to help lengthen your muscles. So if you're ever worried about using weights and getting bulky or whatever, it's going to cause your muscles to get nice and long, and it's going to release lactic acid, and it's going to help your free radicals to disperse and to go away, so that we can help release any of that maybe bad cells and belly fat that you might be collecting from the workouts that you're doing, from the stress that's going on around you. So it's more than just relaxation. It's a whole body experience that you're going to be going through. So let's go ahead. I have some music playing. If you can't hear my music, go ahead and put some soft music on in the background, and let's get ready to go. You can turn the lights down if you want to. Just make sure you don't have any interruptions, and kind of just turn your brain off for just a second. And we're going to start with breathing. Okay, so get into a nice comfy position. If sitting in the cross-legged or lotus position isn't comfy for you, you can just lean up with your back up against the back of the couch or a wall with your legs out straight. But I want your posture to be good, okay? So I need you to sit up with your shoulders over your hips if possible. And we're just gonna breathe, okay? So the chin's gonna be parallel with the floor, so don't let it droop down, and don't tip your head back. And swallow for me. Close your eyes if you want to. And we're gonna take an inhale through the nose, and then we're gonna exhale through the mouth. And if you can't, go ahead and put your hand, one hand below that belly button, just on the belly. And as you inhale, let's go ahead and make that whole belly rise just a little bit, and then exhale. And then have it go back in. So I'm kind of over exaggerating just so that you can see a big belly rise. And then my hand go back down, but yours doesn't have to go that far. There you go. And just take your time and calm your mind. Don't make lists in your mind. Don't think about what you have to do next. Just think about how much air you can get in, and even more important, how much air you can get out. So what we're working on is our exhale being about twice as long as our inhale. Good, one more breath. Okay, now we're just gonna take those hands out front, and we're just gonna make like a big circle going around. So I'm going from right to left, and you can go from left to right, doesn't matter, because we're gonna go both ways. Just a big circle, waist circle. You're gonna feel this in your hips, waist, shoulder, back. And then we're going to go the other direction. Now, what we want to think about whenever we're stretching is trying to make sure that we're always breathing. Okay, last one. And then bring it back to center. Okay, just place those hands on the knees. Okay, and we're going to drop the head forward, trying to get the chin towards the chest. And you're going to stay in that upright position, so we're not dropping the shoulders with it. We're just dropping that chin so that you can feel the stretch in the back of the neck. Now remember, always pain means stop. So if it ever hurts, come back up, move things around, shake it out. Maybe you have to readjust your tush or something. Do that. Make sure you're comfortable in whatever movement we're doing. There's a hurt so good, when it feels good in that stretch, but maybe it's a little challenging because maybe you have a sore muscle or you haven't moved that muscle group in a while. But when it causes pain, that means stop. Something's wrong. Okay, inhale. Exhale, lift. Now, we're going to look up towards the ceiling. Now, I want you to make an L with your hand. Okay, you're going to put the thumb right there in that clavicle. And then your pointer finger under the chin. And that's only how far I want you to look up. That's it, right there. And then with your eyes, look back. Now, your teeth are not locked together, okay? And your tongue is floating in your mouth, but your lips are together. And you're breathing. Big inhale, bigger exhale. And we're breathing out towards that belly, not way rise in the chest. Now inhale, exhale, bring that chin back to parallel with the floor. Okay, now we're going to just go back and forth, ear towards shoulder. And we're going to warm this area up before we stay in one position or the other. Now we're trying not to bring our shoulders with us, okay? So we're just concentrating on the head dropping from side to side. And you're not going to get a great drop, and then one side might feel tighter than the other, and that's all perfectly normal. And of course, you're breathing. Don't do it real fast. We want to take our time with this. Now, always pay attention to what feels different on each side. Does one side feel shorter than the other when you bring the ear to the shoulder? Do you feel tighter in the back? Or do you have more tension all the way through the shoulder when you do it? Does it come up behind your ear? So pay attention to the differences. Okay, so we're going to leave the right ear towards that right shoulder now. Okay, now relax the shoulders again. So if you need to bring your hands in, and inhale and exhale. So right now we're thinking about coming this way, right? Making the belly come out a little bit, and then drawing it back in. Now, when we start breathing, maybe we're getting on our tummy or something, or pulling our legs towards us, and that rise isn't as easy. We're going to start breathing out towards the side, and we're going to practice that in a second. Okay, we're going to bring that head back up. Okay, let's slowly take it towards the other side because you're going to feel a big difference now. Okay, we need to raise the shoulders and drop them back down. There you go. Try to release any tension. Okay, where's that jaw? Are you clenching that jaw again? Try to relax that jaw. And think about other parts in your body. If this is tough, if any of the stretches we do are tough, you might be tensing up something else while you're trying to stretch one part of your body. So find that part, try to relax it, breathe through it. There you go. So which side feels better? Okay, think about that when you exercise too. Okay, now inhale, exhale, and then bring it up. Okay, so now we're gonna just gaze from side to side. Now, you take an inhale and exhale all the way to the other side. Inhale, exhale, all the way back to the other side. Okay, now we're going to hold it right here, and now you just breathe. And with each exhale, you're going to just try to look a little bit further behind you, mostly with your eyes. But that chin follows just a little bit. And check your posture, check your jaw, check all the other parts of your body. You're not cramping a big toe or anything. Okay, we're going to inhale, exhale. Let's take it to the other side, nice and slow. Good. Continue to breathe. Nice and gentle. Belly rise. Don't bring it up into the chest. Got to work on expanding those lungs as much as we can. And when we bring it down into that belly, we're going to use more of the lungs. Exhale, go ahead and bring that head back to center. Okay, now make a little circle with your nose. And then let's go back the other direction. Oh, perfect. Now let's roll the shoulders back. So we're kind of lifting, expanding the chest. Now we're rounding the back and lifting. So there's a lot going on there. We're not just bringing the shoulders up to the ears. We're using our back and our chest to help us. Perfect. Now bring the arms out to the side, and let's just do a gentle sway back and forth. Now placing the hand out, we lift and reach to the other side of the room. Sorry, my heater keeps coming on. It's like 28 degrees outside. So it's keeping my little porch warm. Other side. That's it. So we're not just bending, we're reaching to the other side of the room. So we want to feel this all the way from our hip bone through our armpit. Okay, we're going to hold the next stretch and hold. Now again, reaching those fingertips to the side of the room. Now you can leave your hand right here, or you can slide that elbow all the way to the floor floor and continue to reach. So if you can't put that elbow on the floor, don't worry about it. Just breathe. And we're going to inhale, exhale all the way back up. Okay, hand on the floor, reach. Fingertips towards the opposite side of the room, hands on the floor. If you can, slide that elbow down and continue to reach. That's it. Good. Reaching, stretching, pressing, breathing, not holding your breath. Inhale, exhale. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to very gently just rotate, sitting up nice and tall, so we're not twisting, we're rotating. Looking at the side of the room, and then to the other side. Okay, so we're going to warm up the spine before we stay in one position. Okay, one more time on each side. And then we're going to look at the right side of the room. Okay, now looking at the right side of the room, we're going to place one hand here holding on. The other hand's going to sweep behind us as far as we can go comfortably. And you're going to start by looking straight at the side of the room. And as you inhale and exhale, you'll start to look behind you more. And if you can only look at the side of the room, and that's as far as you can go, that's great. That's as far as you need to go, really. The other part's just gravy. It all takes time to work your spine and to get supple. Nobody expects you to be able to turn all the way around and look completely behind you. And then if you want to just find a spot and rest there, remember your breathing is what's going to help you find your flexibility. It's all about the breathing, not forcing your muscles to do something. The breathing, your exhaling is going to get your body to relax and get it to move. Now we're going to inhale, exhale, bring yourself back to center, and then I just want you to bring yourself forward and then back. Again, nice long arms, just kind of lean back just a little bit. Inhale forward, exhale back. One more time. And back. Terrific. Now we're going to go to the other side, okay? Hand on knee, nice straight arm. Sweep the other arm behind you. Start by looking straight to the side, sitting up nice and tall. So even for some people, sitting up nice and tall is going to be a challenge. So we just work on that. Just rolling the shoulders down and back, okay? And not like this. So we don't want to be hunched over and around, okay? You want to be tall and turned. And if that's all we can get for right now, then that's what we need to be doing, okay? And let's turn. Good. Back to the front. Okay, we're going to bring our hands out forward, and we're just going to walk ourselves forward as far as you can go. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think about pulling in your belly button and allowing yourself to walk forward. Now, if you can put your elbows down, you can do that. Now, here's where a pillow comes in handy. So if you can't get all the way to the floor, I don't have a pillow handy, you can put a pillow down right in front of you, and you can lay your head on top of the pillow. And then that way you can rest your head. If you don't want to bring your arms out, you can stack your hands, and you can lay your head right here. And then get that stretch in the hip, or you can reach your arms out and get it through the rib cage. So it just depends on where you want it the most, and what your body needs right now. So just let yourself relax. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, walk yourself back up. Okay, so your legs have been one way for a while, so we're going to turn them the other way. Good. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to walk out again. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, and you're going to walk yourself back up. Okay, so now we're going to take our legs out long in front of us. So I'm going to turn, and we're going to extend those legs. And now go ahead and move those knees around because they've been folded for a really long time. Or maybe you had them out the whole time, which is fine too. So if you didn't like them, in that lotus position, maybe they were out already. So now we're going to go ahead and you're going to point and flex your feet. So nice flat feet, pointed feet, okay? Sitting up nice and tall. Okay, now we're going to bring a knee up and then slide it down through the heel. Other side, push through the heel. Good. Okay, one more. Okay, we're going to take a big inhale up. Now, I need you to have a straight back, okay? We're going to lean forward, and you're going to bring your hands out in front. Okay, so you might only be here. You might be out here. You might be able to reach out towards your toes. But the point is for you to have a flat back and look out in front of you. Don't hunch over trying to get further. That's a different stretch, okay? So look out in front of you, grab onto whatever you can hold on to here. Now, if you wanted to get a strap and use that, but it's not necessary for this because you would be pulling and flexing your biceps, which is not what we want to do right here because we're working on the posture and we're working on the stretching underneath. So we're just going to hold on to our legs and we're going to look out in front of us. Now relax your feet, don't pull them up too much. And you're going to look out in front and you're going to inhale and exhale. And you're going to just try to lower your belly down onto your thighs. And you're going to look up. Keep that gaze above your toes. One more breath. Good. Now we're going to inhale and bring yourself up. exhale, straighten yourself tall. Okay, so now we're gonna bend over. So I want you to round your back, and we're gonna look down at your knees, reach your hands out as far as you can. And you're gonna breathe and exhale, trying to bring your nose towards your knees. Relax your legs. Excellent. We're going to inhale, exhale, roll yourself back up. Okay, so now we're going to do one leg at a time. So we're going to pull in the left leg or the right leg, it doesn't matter. Now readjust your tush to make sure it's happy. So the inside, the bottom of your foot should be touching the inside of the thigh on the other side. So if it was this way, it'd be like this. I'll just do the side so you can see here. Okay? And so the leg is still straight out from you. The other leg's tucked in as close as you can get it. So if it's down further, that's okay. Readjust your tush so that it's comfortable. We're going to do those same two stretches, but with one leg. So rotate to make sure that you're going to go straight on, okay? Straight back. And we're going to reach out and look over the foot. And inhale, exhale 3 times to go down. Hold it for 1 and then bring it back up. Here we go. Okay, so that was 3. So we're going to inhale, exhale, back up. Perfect. Now we're going to go round the back. Bring the nose towards the knee and breathe 3 times going down. And breathe in and exhale on the way back up. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to switch legs. Do it on the other side. Adjust the tush. Make sure the leg's where you want it. Okay, out front again. Nice straight back. Hands out front. Belly to leg. 3 breaths. Okay, inhale. Exhale back up. Good. Is there a difference between each leg? Maybe you got down further on this side. Okay, let's round the back. Nose dive down towards that knee. And 3 breaths down. One more. Okay, big inhale up. Exhale up. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do those first 2 stretches again with the legs out. Okay, so here we go. Straight legs, legs together. Make sure your tush is happy before you start. 3 breaths going down. Big inhale, and then exhale comes up. Okay, arms out. One more. Big inhale. Exhale, come up. Did you get further? You should have probably gotten further that time. Okay, so now we're going to round our back. Nose towards knees. And 3 inhales and exhales. One big inhale and exhale and up. Perfect. Alrighty, so we're going to take this down to the ground now. So we're going to go on our back. So while you're laying on your back, I'm going to talk to you real quick about east-west breathing. So east-west breathing is when our tummy is compromised and we can't bring the belly out as far as we would like to. So what you need to think about when you're breathing is bringing your rib cage out from side to side to expand it this way. So when you think about your breathing, think about opening your rib cage up, and then that way it will expand out so you'll get just as much air in. Instead of holding your air up top, we still want to use as much of our cavity as we possibly can to expand the ribs. So when we're doing our hip openers that we're going to be doing next, I want you to think about that so that you can still use all of your lungs that you possibly can. So let's go ahead and roll down onto our back. Good. So when you get down here, what I like to do is I like to lift my hips up, and then I start from the top of my back, and I pull in my belly button, and I slowly roll down from the top of my vertebrae, and then I go all the way down, and then I put my tailbone down last, so that everything's nice and flat in the back. So get those feet nice and comfy where they are. We're going to open our hands up to the sides, and we're going to start with just rocking our hips from side to side. Just a gentle rock. So if you can't make your legs lie down on the floor, don't worry about it. Just go as far as you can. And you're just going to look up at the top of the ceiling. You don't have to rock your head from side to side. We're just kind of warming the spine up from this direction now. Warming up the hips also. Okay, one more time on each side. And then we're going to bring it into the center. And we're going to inhale, exhale, bring both knees to the chest, but don't pull them up real high. Leave that tailbone on the floor. Inhale, exhale, lift both legs up. So you want to see how well you can straighten your legs out, okay? And if you need to adjust anything, always do that, okay? Whether it's your backside or your shoulders. And then I want you to point and flex your feet for me again. Excellent. Now we're going to open and close the legs, so out to the sides. So your feet are kind of pointed, but don't overpoint them because you don't want to get a cramp in your calves. And your chin, you want to make sure that it's parallel or vertical to the floor. So don't tuck your chin in and don't look way behind you. So you want to be able to freely breathe and swallow. And we're still breathing normally, okay? So we want to breathe down into that belly. Okay, now let's leave those legs out. Put your hands on the inside of the calves. And we're just going to let the hands get heavy. We're not really pressing. But they're just getting kind of heavy. We're going to stretch the inside of the thigh. So if you get tired of breathing through your nose, I like to breathe deeper out through my mouth sometimes, just to get a really good breath.
exhale. Slide the hands around to the outside and then bring those legs back in. That's perfect. Now pull them in. So if you're going to pull on your legs, if you don't have a strap, if you want to get a strap, you can. Otherwise, I like to just use my hands. Pull from behind the thigh or up behind the calf. Don't grab behind the knees, alrighty? So we're going to inhale, exhale, and pull those legs in just a little bit. Now the tailbone's going to get lifted up off the floor. Feel a little stretch through the back of the legs. Now what we're always thinking about is pulling the belly button towards the mat. Making sure you can breathe. I know it's tough because you're probably looking at your screen, but always when you come back, bring that chin where it needs to be. Good. Now we're going to inhale, exhale, bring those legs back up. Okay, we're going to bend the knees and we're going to open up the knees up, okay, and then we're going to pull the knees in towards the armpits and we're just going to hug them, okay, just hug those knees in. So maybe your toes are just barely touching each other, your big toes. And we're just going to hug them in, just really opening up the pelvic area. And breathing, still breathe. Think about your chin. Make sure you're still swallowing. So if you ever need to stop and get a drink during any of this, because it's a long workout, do that, okay? Now we're going to inhale, exhale. Turn those knees in, and we're going to go ahead and drop the feet to the floor. Now, walk them out a little bit so they're about mat width apart. Okay, so check yourself and make sure you're where you want to be. And we're going to just drop the legs from side to side. Now they're open. Before our legs were together when we were doing this. Now they're apart. And we're going to drop them side to side. You can open your arms back up again. And you're just going to inhale and exhale as you go back and forth. Okay, so we're going to take them to one side, wherever you're at right now, and we're just going to stay there. So you're going to leave those legs on the floor, arms opened up. Now, you can look to the opposite side from where the knees are. So if your knees are going to the left, you can look to the right if you want to, or you can look straight up. If looking to the side hurts your neck, then don't do it. But we want to try to keep both shoulders on the ground. That's our biggest chore with this one. You know, don't be leaning over when we're doing this, because then it kind of takes the stretch right out of what we're trying to do, which is through the spine and through the hip. When we do the neck the opposite way, it just adds to the spinal stretch. Okay, we're going to bring the neck back if it was moved, and then we're going to bring the knees up, and then we're just going to switch sides now. And then you might find that one side is easier than the other, because, you know, our hips are different, our knees are different. Shoot, our feet, our toes, everything is different. And you're just going to let those knees lie there for just a little bit. And we're going to get a little bit deeper into the hip here. This also helps stretch the hip flexor right here in front. And then we're going to bring it back to center. Perfect. Now, readjust your hips if you want to. If you see, I always lift up and then bring it right back down again and lay that tailbone down. said, always just makes reset everything. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my right leg up and then bring it over. So now I'm in that little number 4 position. Now I'm just going to take my right arm and push that knee out just a little bit, just to give it a little stretch from here. And just breathe, just relax. And if you need a pillow behind your head, go ahead and do that. And then, especially if you don't like laying flat like this on the floor and you need to put a pillow underneath you or under your hips, you can do that too. Don't feel like you have to lay uncomfortable on the floor when you're doing any of this. You can have props. Maybe you need one underneath each side of your tush when you're doing this. That can help too. If you have any kind of hip problem, that helps during the stretching process too. Okay, so we're in this number 4. This is what I call the number 4 position. And you can release that now. Now we're going to bring our legs in towards us. So we're going to take that right hand, and you have this little hole right here. There it is. And we're going to grab onto the opposite leg, and we're going to pull it in. So we're going to do a bunch of different things in this position. So we're going to start here, pulling it in. So you should feel this right here in this hip. That's what we're stretching. So check your chin. Make sure you can swallow. Make sure that your jaw is not locked. Okay, your tongue's floating freely. You can swallow. Your teeth aren't stuck together. And if you want to, you can like rotate your ankles around a little bit too. When you rotate your ankle, especially on that right leg, you can feel it all the way into your hip joint. So it's kind of cool. You can feel that inside there, everything rotating around. Okay, so we're pulling in here. Okay, now we're going to lift this leg up. Okay, if you can, you're going to reach up and pull in here just a little bit. Otherwise, you can still pull from down here. I can't do that because my leg's too close to me. But again, if you have a strap or a towel or something, you can pull on your pants, whatever you need to. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this leg back down, and I'm going to hold on to the front of it. Okay, now I'm going to lean to the right just a little bit, and it's going to get just a little bit deeper into that right hip. Now, if you go too far, you either fall over or you lose the stretch. So whichever happens first, lean back a little bit. Breathe. Because it gets it pretty deep. And then we're going to inhale, exhale, bring it back in. Okay, excellent. Okay, now unfold the legs. Oh, both knees to the chest. Whew. Push the toes up towards you. Okay, inhale, exhale, both legs up. Pushing the heels towards the ceiling. Excellent. Okay, then bring the legs down. Okay, then let that lower back rest for a second. Okay, so now we're going to do the opposite side. So we're going to bring it up and over. And we're going to push to start with. Good. Okay, so now we're going to take that hand, put it through the hole, bring the legs up, and hug it in. And breathe. We're breathing, right? Remembering to do the east-west breathing, and we're not just breathing up here in the chest. We want to do east-west. We want east-west breathing so that we can get as much oxygen as we can. Oh, and I say that and I yawn. Good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and lift the leg up and grab hold. Pull it in a little bit more. So this is my tight side. So this, feel it. Okay, so check your chin. Make sure you can breathe. If you weren't rotating your ankles, you can do it now. You can do it anytime during this stretch. You didn't do it earlier. There's my heater again. Alrighty, we're going to bring that leg down, reach back through, grab onto the shin this time. Okay, now roll to the right just a little bit. Good. Can you breathe? Are you doing that east-west breathing? I hope so. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring it back towards the center. Okay? And then we're going to uncross the legs. Bring the knees to the chest. Inhale, exhale, bring them up. Okay, now point and flex those feet for me. Okay, leave the heels up towards the ceiling. Okay, so if you're only here or if your knees are even partially bent, that's okay. Okay, relax the legs. Open them up just a little bit and rotate the ankles around for me. And then go the opposite way. So you can do a couple times and then switch. Or one time and then switch. It doesn't matter. All right, and then we're going to bring it back down. Perfect. All right, so we're going to take our arms, and you're going to take that right arm and you're going to bring it across the body, and you're going to slide your hand all the way down your arm, and you're going to pull on it. Give a little shoulder stretch here. And then we're going to take the other side, start at the shoulder, slide the hand all the way down to the wrist, and then give it a little pull. And then bring the hands in the center, interlace the fingers, turn them around, press them up towards the ceiling. Now inhale, exhale, push your belly button into the mat. Try to lift the shoulders off the mat. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. inhale, exhale, bring that all back down. You're going to drop the arms behind you, okay? I'm going to come down so you can see. We're going to try to get the whole back of the arm on the mat. And we're going to open them up into a stick-up position, as if you had to have your hands held up. And then we're going to slide them back and forth, okay? Back up to above the head where the fingertips just barely touch, and then back down. Okay, we're going to leave them in the stick-up position, or as best as you can. Now, maybe not everybody can put their knuckles and elbows and the back of their arms on the ground. Maybe you can't get all the way down, maybe because of shoulders or whatnot. So you do what you can as far as you can. And maybe just having your arms behind your head is a big stretch for you. So stay where you can. Now inhale, exhale, bring those arms back. Up, inhale, exhale. Arms up and over and down to your sides. Excellent. Now I want you to think about your tummy and your back, okay? So you have this natural little curve in your lower back, and we're going to work on that for just a minute. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale up, and you're going to make that rise, okay? Make your rib cage come up. So you're going to teeter on your tailbone and your shoulders. Inhale, and then you're going to exhale, and we're going to do the opposite. We're going to push the belly button down, and we're going to come into a pelvic tilt while your tailbone's going to just rise up off the mat, okay? So it's like a cat-cow that you would do like in yoga, but we're going to do it opposite. We're going to do it laying down here on the mat, okay? So it's kind of like a little massage of the spine and the tailbone. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. So watch your chin when you're doing this, that you don't compromise it by shoving it into your chest, okay? So make sure your chin is happy. Inhale and exhale. Now pay attention to how your back feels. You know, everybody's suppleness in their back is different too. So you have to work on being able to curve your back. So pay attention to how your back feels as you breathe. Okay, inhale. Exhale. One more time. And exhale. Perfect. Okay, so readjust your back so that you're nice and happy. We're just gonna end with a few things for your toes. So if you can see my toes, we're just gonna try to roll the toes under just a little bit, nice and gently. Just alternate from side to side. And you can bring them up too if you can reach them, and roll them under with your hand if you want to. That's a little bit more gentle to do. Toe health is really, really important. Lots of people ignore the flexibility of their toes. And, you know, if you've ever stubbed your toe or worn shoes that didn't feel right and paid for it the next day, you know that your feet are so important to everything that you do, And as we age, we really, really need to pay attention to our foot health, because that's our mobility. That's what keeps our balance. So we need to, give them a little massage and pay attention to our toenails and to the skin and the flexibility of each and every one of our toes. So don't forget them when you're exercising. Okay, so now we're just I'm going to bring them up and we're going to curl them under and then splay them out, make them open and then squeeze in and then open. So roll them in and then open, and again roll them in and then open. Last time. All right, let's go ahead and just lay ourselves all the way out on your mat. Hands down to your sides, palms down. Make sure that your chin is where it needs to be and that you can swallow and breathe. And your jaw is not locked and your tongue is floating in your mouth. And then just give yourself just another minute to breathe and relax and calm yourself. And remember that you're an important person and that you've got people that you take care of, and that you've got to give yourself a little time for you. Because you've got to take care of the caregiver. So just enjoy this next minute. And just concentrate on your breathing. Getting as much air into your lungs as you can. Exhaling as much air as you can out. Allowing that new oxygen to fill your cells with new life as it spreads throughout your body. This is Joy from Enjoy Fitness 43. Thank you for being with me today. I will see you again in another workout. Enjoy, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Have a good day.